The bear.
Oh.
Yeah, the scoot.
It's very
Go to the left.
overexposed.
Move the
I'm
fur.
moving. Oh.
Mary.
Now we wait.
No, there's two people. Hi there.
Hello.
It's Annabelle. Hi, Abigail.
Hello, it's Lilith.
How long do people normally wait? So this is actually my first time live streaming on YouTube. And
hi.
I have a feeling that we're actually going to keep this online, right?
Yeah.
Which kind of makes me pressured because
she's all nervous.
Because normally when I stream in Instagram live, I kind of just like blurt out my thoughts, but I don't have to have the evidence.
So
I don't have to have the evidence of like any stupid thing I might say haunt me later. Like what I'm saying right now.
It's okay, don't be nervous. I have the urge to like wipe the lens because I fil like it's fuzzy.
I don't think it is.
Could just be my circle.
But hi everybody.
Hi.
Hi Maya. Hi Thor Ghost. Hello Mono. Hi Faith. Hi Antea. Antea. I know an Antea, but maybe this is a different Antea. Okay. So today we're hanging out because Lilith got in town yesterday night, and she was thinking about doing a live stream because first it takes the pressure off of making and producing an entire art tutorial off of her because she's been working and she has been very, very on time with all of our uploads. And then for me, I'm rigorously doing the summer daily, you know. So pineapple.
Do you know the pineapple song? How did it go? It's like, I got a pen, I got an apple, and then you like smash it together. It's like a song, but YouTube doesn't give you the option to like play it. You didn't do it on my phone.
Yeah, so anyways, the whole point of our live is to hang out and catch up because me and my sister are sort of reuniting like this as well, and we haven't done a video together in months.
Since the Q&A.
Since the sister tag,
yeah.
So that is kind of what is going on.
Oh, see, yeah, the pen, pineapple, apple, pen. That's what I'm saying.
Pen, pineapple, apple, pen. I don't know the song.
It's okay, I'll show you later. I bet Tyler does it.
But I'm also gonna be eating if you don't mind.
Yeah, this is a mukbang, y'all.
No, not really. I didn't really. So you'll kind of see this in tomorrow's December daily. You already had hella, dude. You're like, I want to bite. You took so much.
I know. I ate half of it. I was like, can I have a little bit?
So I got pretty pissed off because I made my vegan wontons, and my grandma she doesn't take it seriously, so she cooked mine with everyone else's, and we had no way of telling it apart. So then in my bowl, I only had 2 vegan ones because I had to open all of them, and I'm starving. And I know dinner is soon, like we're gonna eat dinner as a family, so like she'll be really pissed off if she saw this, but I hid it from her. But like I glanced at what she was doing, and she was making like 4 meat dishes anyway, so I figured that I only have a little bit of food of lettuce because we were boiling our leftovers from yesterday's hot pot. So this explains the noodles. Yeah.
Are you eating ramen with a fork?
I am.
It's just easier.
Well, I'm sitting on the ground, and you know that tragic thing where like your chopsticks flip off like too many times.
You're both so festively dressed. Thank you. This is hers. I flew to California, and then there was nothing. My suitcase was empty because I'm hoping to bring some pots and pans with me to Rhode Island.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so it's empty, and then I didn't bring any clothes.
I was hoping to bring some dryer balls.
Dryer? Oh, in the dryer. Oh.
Yeah, because I can buy it myself, or I can take it from mom.
Yeah. Take everything from mom. Hello.
Somebody asked why did I go vegan. So I don't really consider myself vegan right now for many reasons actually, because one, a lot of times like the vegan lifestyle means just no animal products whatsoever. So that also means like non-edible stuff. So I still have wool yarn and things like that. And like that is a whole other complicated subject though, because with all my textile studies, I have learned so much on like what it is to practice textile making sustainably and humanely from animals, and how if we do it correctly in that way, it's actually better for the environment, better for like our bodies, because wearing plastic, which is polyester and acrylic, and how that pollutes the water system and the machines. So like that's this whole other thing, which is why I don't consider myself like, I imagine like, will I ever go fully vegan? Because that would mean that, you know, I would only wear maybe like cotton and flax, but cotton is a whole other thing because cotton is extremely water intensive. Kind of like if you were to have a metaphor to food, it's like almonds. So it's like super, super water intense. But
I didn't know.
So sorry, that's like so much, and I'm doing so much learning. But in terms of food, like I'm transitioning into cutting out dairy, and the reason why I cut out meat, and also I'm learning to slowly cut out dairy, is because of the water that it takes to manufacture these two. And right now, like the corporate farming system, I think is extremely like outdated and also not efficient. And so of course, like the morals and animal ethics plays a big part. But I think what like for me, what helped me and how I like to tell other people is like the logics of it, like knowing the statistics with like the water and how that impacts like everyone in the world, because not a lot of other cultures sympathize with animal morals the same way. Like I had a classmate who grew up in like various parts of northern Africa, so like the way that they perceive animals and like killing animals, like for example, is very different. Same with like our mom, like, and how they had to kill animals to get by. So that's why I feel like when people initially ask me and I say stuff like water conservation, they're like, huh? Because it's like they think how, but then it's actually, there's so much, right? And now there's so many different resources, like even on Explain, they sort of make it easier to understand, like from me, instead of having to go through intense research books. So I'm still like super, super beginner. That's why, like, yeah, I try to cut out dairy as much as possible, but I told myself that when I'm home this break, I am like a lot more vegetarian, because like they keep making stuff or like buying stuff with some sort of like butter in it, like croissants and stuff. So yeah, but thank you guys for like the DMs and stuff where you tell me different brands and different sites, and that's like an amazing way to learn from each other. So everybody that's been really encouraging, thank you so much. So
I'm like leaning close because my contact prescription is not perfect and I can't read. Lilith looks confused. I am not confused. It's just my face. I am sorry. I do like fruit. My new favorite fruit is the golden kiwi. It's a kiwi, but it's yellow. It's so good. I can have like 3 or 4 a day. But I need to not do that because it probably has a lot of sugar. And then
I wish I liked fruit, you know?
Which one of you has more chaotic energy?
I guess. I have uptight
You're
energy.
Intense energy. I know, because I think she actually is more intense than I am. But I am not predictable, and then I also don't really force myself to think too much about the future. And I think that tends to lead to more chaos.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Even today when we were hanging out at the bakery, she was like, I must bust out my new notebook and pen so I can write out my plan for the week.
Yeah, my $1 notebook.
And then I was just like taking pictures of her with the filter. But
John, you should totally get noodles. This is so good, by the way. This veggie one from Nanshin. Oh, so good. Nanshin. So somebody asked, am I still going to support Away? So I guess to like explain, if you don't know at all like about the drama with Away, they have literally, so like they released an article 2 weeks and some days ago, and it really exposed the corporate corruption and the toxic work environment of that company. And for me, like as of now, I do not plan to continue supporting them or to work with them again. And I did a lot of thinking about this, and like I talked a lot with Tyler when the sponsorship first went up, and people told me about the article because I didn't read the article. We entered. I was approached by them in October, and so then like I uploaded, and then I contacted them, and as of now, like I haven't had a lot of back and forth with the PR agent that I was talking with. I think because it's a holiday season, so they haven't replied, and like the only thing that has been addressed is saying that one, there has been many changes implemented, but like for one, I never take anyone's word unless there's like a lot of transparent evidence. And I think that though, like I thought about first, okay, maybe it's one thing to boycott and to not support a company, but it's another thing to demand responsibility and demand proof of change. And I came to one realization, like one important realization, is that it's not about saying I don't want to support this company and they should just like go down. You know what I mean? Like you don't deserve that. It was a lot of like so I read the whole thing after somebody linked it, and it was just a lot of screenshots of like very verbal abuse, and basically the workers weren't compensated like the paid time off they're supposed to get. They were forced to come back like when they're supposed to have holidays. So a lot of that like recurring like over and over again. But like, so it's one thing to say like this company shouldn't thrive, but like the company is still composed of many employees that would be like without jobs. So it's not about like diminishing the company, but like really demanding like literal proof and change. And like at least the CEO stepped down, which is one thing, because like I don't really know how anyone can go on after that. And I did respond to certain comments, and like I felt kind of nervous though too, because I'm like scared of like what that might do to me, because I'm like in a contract, and like I've read the contract, so I'm like okay, the worst I can do is just like sue me. I don't even know, but like I don't know. I'm just trying to be real, and like I appreciate people like people who understand that it's important to me to support ethical companies. So then they remind me of that and then want to keep me honest. So I want to make that clear that that's like literally my intention. But it's not convenient in any way for them. And I understand that. So that's kind of like how I hold most companies accountable though. Like I reject 90% of all my inquiries, maybe even 95%, because it's just like not possible for me to work with them right now. But that's also the thing. Like I don't believe that these companies should go down, like go bankrupt or close, but it's like you just need to, because like so many people's, thousands of people's jobs depend on it. So it's like this whole infrastructure. So like there just has to be change implemented. But yeah, it's hard. Like I realize I don't have all the answers, so I'm really sorry about going on about this. Everyone came here for like a holiday hangout, and I started talking about
water and away.
I know. I think it's just because I think about these things a lot, so I think that's part of the reason why I've been like, I've just like as a part my constants are kind of always down these days, because I'm still figuring out how I'm supposed to take these concerns, but then go step forward, like hopefully, and not like guiltily, and also not like worried anxiously. Yeah,
but you're like pretty anxious.
I am.
Like that's like your normal state of being.
Well, that's why it's so important to discuss it. And I always gain something when discussing it with different people, especially when it's like when they have different perspectives. Like with my friend Lana and Saroz, who run the business Impact Everything, and I've mentioned them a lot. It's like so enlightening when you approach somebody with the same motivations, but then they have like very different outlooks than me. So it was really great to talk to them.
Okay.
See, and now I don't know if I can keep this online. I'm like scared.
No, this is staying online.
I'm gonna get assassinated.
No, you're not. No, have something. It says, okay, like I don't know what something was happening when we were talking.
Somebody said,
everyone
what kind of watercolor do you like to use? I really suck at watercolor, but then again, I've only used the palette kind, and I heard that the colors are more washed out when you do that, right?
Yeah. I only use the ones in the pans. I haven't used the ones in the tubes, but the one I have right now is Holbein. It was gifted to me. I have the very basic 12 color set. And then I was looking into this one brand that I shared it with you, remember? Like she hand makes everything, and then it's like sustainable packaging and all the inks are like natural. But then I think because of her formula, it might not be 100% archival. So I wouldn't know.
What does archival mean?
It just means that the color stays the same forever, as long as it's on archival paper. It's not going to fade. But then natural inks, they change, and that's kind of the beauty in like working with 100% natural inks. That reminds me, can I share that book with me?
Make ink?
Yeah. I saw this when I was in Toronto. Look, I was gonna mention it in the video at some point, but basically the idea is that you can go around and collect things, and then you make your own inks. So like they'll teach you how to make like burnt sienna or different like blues and reds and greens. The only one that you can't replicate is ultramarine blue for obvious reasons, because that is still being chemically made because lapis lazuli is too expensive. So they just show like a bunch of different examples. I'm like really obsessed. I really want to make a video like making my own ink. Yeah. And just like have like a big sheet of paper, like a big painting, you know? And then see how it changes in like 6 months and stuff.
Hi, Cheryl. Wait, I'm sorry. Hi, Sherilyn. Happy Christmas to you.
But check this book out. It's really cool. I like it.
Do you see this flipped, or is it just me?
Oh.
I mean, I don't think it matters, but
is this wondering. I didn't think about that.
So, Paprika Beauty asked, do you have any Christmas traditions? So it's really funny because we actually never celebrated Christmas growing up, not until I was 7 and you were 9.
Mm-hmm.
And that's sort of when we moved in with our mom again from our bio dad. And then my stepdad at the time, before they were married, would visit. And because he had American traditions, we kind of was like, let's try that. It's so fun. And from then on, our like tradition was sort of having Christmas in general. So it's so fun. But then in the last couple years, our tradition was watching my vlogs together, especially with December Daily. We have our cousin Jason in it, and he really likes to watch videos. So after dinner, we would put on the TV, and then we'll all just watch it together. And that's sort of a tradition.
I think the other tradition that we've had recently is that we put up Christmas trees and decorations in like all the different rooms, because we have more than one Christmas tree.
So that was the kind of tradition, because my mom all of a sudden one day was like, should we get tree? Let's get tree. And it was like,
I remember.
Yeah, it was like 8:50, and we ran, or we went to like it's a bank, or it's a closed down chain.
Loehmann's?
Dude, Loehmann's is women's clothing. I'm talking about like
Rite Aid?
Rite Aid is still around. It's like Lucky's or something like that. Mom remembers, but I don't remember. And we bought it for like $19.
Didn't we go?
Right?
Like, didn't we go? I think it was $5.
Yeah, it was so cheap.
It was this like really sad looking like box tree, white plastic tree. It was like 6 feet tall, but then we were littler, so 6 feet seemed like so tall to us. And then it was like our very first Christmas tree ever.
And we still have that tree. That is the tree you see downstairs. Yeah. So it's like 10 years old.
Yeah, it felt like such a luxury.
Forever. It's going to be in our family forever.
Until all the plastic falls off.
No, I didn't think so.
Oh, they see it the correct way, so it's flipped.
Well, it's flipped for us.
Yeah.
It's okay, I prefer. I know why, because if you're talking on a live stream and you're trying to gesture, it's really confusing when you see it the other way.
Oh.
So you're like, if you're a beauty guru or something.
Oh, that makes sense.
I'm all for vanilla in response to Goldie Honey's question. You're probably vanilla?
Probably vanilla, but I mean, chocolate's really good though. Wait, is this ice cream flavor specifically? Right? Because vanilla, like
I think it's
like,
just
what about
flavor
cake?
in general.
Because with cake, chocolate cake is better. But then with ice cream, probably vanilla.
I'm laughing at Oliver's. Our heirloom is the treat.
I was gonna mention earlier because somebody was like saying that they were like an introverted Sagittarius, and then that was like going on, but I didn't understand what was happening.
I saw that a few times. I think they're saying explain the energies of an introverted Sag.
I'm not like.
You're not good.
I feel like I've made it clear at this point that me and Sag are not friends, and I'm trying to be friends with them, but Sag is too chaotic.
I don't know.
I've been watching so many astrology, like not reality TV, but it's like a television series in Taiwan, and then the astrologer, she likes to group signs by what's it called, like cardinal, mutable, and fixed. And it makes a lot of sense. You know, like I sent you like the career one and then like some of the other stuff. Remember? In Chinese. I sent you the Libra. Like the part about Libra.
Yeah, but what about it?
But
I
so
remember that one.
I've noticed with her that instead of grouping signs by element, like fire sign, water sign, she groups it by the other thing. But I can't remember the jargon for it. Like it sort of summarizes your energy pattern. So Libra is cardinal, which means that you really like embarking or starting or traveling or going to new places, meeting new people and new things. And then Taurus is fixed, which means that it's harder for me to change and it's harder for me to be open-minded. And then mutable people, it's like Tyler. Tyler has Sag rising, so he's very mutable in my opinion. But he's the kind of person where like this thing will seem like the truth in this moment, and then 2 hours later, that thing will seem like the truth, even though they contradict each other. But then how he feels is genuine. Like he can genuinely accept that both of these are truths at different times.
I see.
Whereas for the other two is harder.
Speaking of co-star, I haven't checked in months. I always do that.
Co-star. I'll check my co-star. Probably really bad right now.
Mine is pretty specific most of the time. It says I have trouble in work and self. Pretty much right. My light bulb thing says pull your weight. Does that mean I'm not doing enough? Like I have to play my part? Maybe that's talking about Pyperbleu.
Maybe. No. You've done a lot for Pyperbleu. Mine says, my light bulb says, try to internalize what you learned today. I feel like it's for that thing we were talking about earlier in the car. You know? What?
I know.
Come on.
Do you guys know that SpongeBob face I'm trying to make? Or it's like... I don't remember what episode it was from.
Pressure in thinking and creativity, social life, and sex and love. Sounds about right. Oh, I have a moon transit going on. That's great. I've always wondered how much of this is AI and how much of it is not.
I thought all of it was AI.
I thought so too, but it got better. So the AI just got smarter.
I'm pretty sure they're always working on it.
Okay, the general theme of your life during this period is to consider the subtler spiritual truths that give your life dimension and meaning. I feel like I'm doing that. It says I am in a safe place to heal myself. And then self-respect. Uncharted waters. It's complicated.
I'm a very slow eater, so I'm still going.
They're so soggy now.
No, they're not.
No? Do you like soft noodles anyway?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Isn't it better for digestion? That's why I always get stomach aches. I eat too fast. And then every time I get a stomach ache, she just like glares at me. She's like, we're doing that thing again.
But it's also because she tends to skip meals and then eat big meal, so then your stomach is not used to it, or it hurts when it's trying to process.
But I thought it was like a thing where like some people said that it was actually good for your health to having a 16-hour gap between the meals. It's like
that's like intermittent fasting.
But they said that they did research and it showed scientifically like health benefits for doing that. No.
But I don't think that's what you're doing. You have to do it at the same time every day.
Okay, I'm not doing that.
East or West Coast? We were talking about that today.
I feel like we will both eventually move back to California together, but I don't think we would be in the Bay Area because there isn't much here for us because of our field. And
it's just very tech driven and not.
There isn't a lot of money for arts.
Well, the arts and culture is just not here. It's like saying you want tech somewhere where it's not.
But see, the difference is like with tech, you can like build it. You can like, because I know Amazon is like building stuff. Like basically, when the big corporations build their campuses or whatever, then like they're gonna hire new people, and then like a new group of people move into that neighborhood or place. Whereas for arts, it's like a little bit different. It's more subjective, I think.
Let's see.
Yeah.
I am wondering, what are you guys up to currently? Like when you watch lives, is it sort of a nice, like a nice podcast-like thing to have in the background? Because we're kind of blabbing with no agenda. Or are you doing something that you're focusing on? So then for me at least, when I'm doing some task that takes a lot of time, I like to listen to something else so that my brain it's not gonna like be super bored at what I'm doing. Or are you just like watching? Are you eating? I'm always wondering because it's been a long time since I've had the time to watch people's washing dishes. I love watching. Yeah, I feel like catching up on vlogs while I'm doing dishes and laundry is like two of my favorite things. And I love to watch TED Talks when I'm doing my makeup. That way I don't really have to look away. Lying down.
Killing time.
Playing the ukulele. Ooh.
Oh. Someone's making a photo book.
Avoiding watching a movie with my family that I don't enjoy.
Is it The Irishman? Have you seen that meme? Because
I don't see memes.
I know. Because I don't know how many of you guys know that the movie Irishman on Netflix is like 3 hours and something long. I think it's longer than Lord of the Rings. So then it's like, there was this meme where it's like, basically, I'll show you later.
Okay.
Oh, I watched Lord of the Rings, the first movie, in full last week, and I really, really liked it. The reason why I watched it was because I was listening to this podcast on Spotify called Room Soup, and then they were discussing Tolkien's use of language and kind of speculating on like how much of this world is real. Maybe he actually did communicate with fairies, and that's why Middle Earth stayed so consistent over decades, whereas a lot of authors would like make changes and stuff. But his Middle Earth, like the rules and stuff, the structure was very much constant. So people were like speculating because it's sort of like an occult spirituality podcast, and they were saying like, oh, maybe he actually did talk to fairies and stuff, and then that's why he's very like particular about language. I don't know, it was a whole thing, but it was very cool.
I like Misty C's question. What was one thing you learned about yourself recently? Go.
I learned that I want to. I don't know if I should say this on live, but I would like to start thinking about or like start looking forward to like dating for like a serious relationship, because I took a break for a while, and then I think maybe it's like time to get back out there. I was just telling her today in the car, I was like, I wonder if I should try Hinge, because I've heard a lot of good things about it, but I'm also kind of nervous because I feel like online dating can be so misleading. Hi, Jessie.
For me, I think one thing I learned about myself recently is that when I have like bouts of anger or like I get like so upset all of a sudden. Like I've always considered myself very turbulent because even like growing up, I thought, oh, I had a bad temper or something, and my mom always said I had attitude problems. A lot of people think like we're so close and we're best friends, but we've only been close for like the last 3 years, maybe 4 years. But like before that, she was always calling her and like complaining or feeling helpless about me. So like it was definitely not like that growing up, just so you know, because I guess the vlogs can make things seem the way they're like it has not been. Anyway, so one thing I've learned about myself recently is that I can actually really analyze like why I have sudden feelings of anger sometimes, and a lot of times it boils down to a very hidden hurt. And then I think, why do I actually like feel bothered by it? And sometimes reviewing that could help me come to a resolution, or actually like propose a new solution that I wouldn't have considered before, if I continue to think that an angry / frustrated response is just purely emotional and not a signal for something else. I don't know. I feel like I've had more helpful. I think I've learned a lot about myself recently. A lot of it is in terms of like what will actually make me happy and what would satisfy me, and that goes into the next question of what jobs am I applying for. So you can talk about your job applications.
I don't want to talk about jobs. Not on this live.
She's so stressed.
I am on vacation. No jobs.
But for me, I've kind of decided, and I feel like my mom is going to be so afraid, but she's so supportive so far. But I told her I will apply to very, very few jobs, because I was looking around, and I know where I want to end up in the next year at least. I don't know about after that, but I do know where I want to spend my time for a good chunk of post-graduation. And I was looking into jobs, and most of the companies are fast fashion in terms of textiles, so like my field of study. So I've had a lot of conflicting realizations about this major that I originally went into, because I was extremely naive as to what I wanted to do and like what I thought fast fashion was. And like me and two of my other classmates collectively decided, like, we're like, after we graduate, we just need a break from textiles. Like for me especially, like I need to not think about it for a sec, because I'm not really sure what to make of it, because it's so destructive. And it's just like, you know, we are entering an era of change, like for textiles. Like it has to.
Yeah.
Like at this point, it really, really has to. So I'm just like, I don't know, because all the companies are hiring, all the companies that can afford to hire and put job listings out on sites like LinkedIn or whatever else. They're not ethical, and like all the companies that reach out to me to want to promote on Instagram or YouTube, like they're not ethical either, but they're huge, you know, they're like big on top, so they have the money for advertising. So I'm sort of just like making my own way, carving with a little spoon, like somewhere, and who knows? Who knows?
Pave your way, that's right.
I know. Yeah.
I have a feeling that our mom is gonna bust in about 2 minutes.
Perhaps.
Yeah. Oh, 2020 goals. So I was gonna talk about New Year's resolutions with you guys. If you guys have any, I would love to hear.
We were gonna talk about it in the cafe, but we didn't. We forgot.
We saved it. New Year's resolutions?
We forgot. We didn't get to it.
Oh. Well, like, do you have any? Like,
You go first, and then
I go first?
I think I do, but are we talking about like ourselves, or talking about like the channel and stuff?
I'm talking about like ourselves,
Okay.
like personal life, not work.
Okay, you go.
Okay, so one of my New Year's resolutions is that I hope 12 months from now, so exactly 1 year from now, I will be ready to like adopt a dog, or like I will be doing serious research, or like contacting, or like having like meetups and interviews, and because I really would like to, because I feel like getting a dog is such like a important life step. It's very different from cats and other animals, and I've been thinking about it for a few years now, but I just never felt ready, and I never felt like I could do it. Like I can be responsible enough and
because
stable enough.
It means a lot of other things too, such as like how often you can be away from home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but I really would like to have.
Is it that fluffy French one that you want?
Yeah, but I don't think they have that many in adoption.
So you're going to just go to the local shelter?
So right now I'm doing research on like the percentage, like what types of breeds and mutts are in like shelters, and then doing research on like which one of them are like least aggressive, like highest recall, like lowest energy, etc. So that, because I need, like, my most important thing is that I have to be able to like pick up my dog and bring him away from danger. So I probably won't have anything too big, medium size even. You know?
I have always wanted a giant German Shepherd since I was 12.
She has a box in the closet. That's that. With duct tape, it's like the German Shepherd.
No, it says don't open until you're 18, which is like past that already. And I used to put money in it every week. So that could just show us like how I'm, anyway. Oh my god, you should be dog creature. But there's no alliteration. Dog, madame.
What? Madame dog.
Dog dude. Dog dudette. Speaking about the dog thing, I feel like I have one more thing to say about the dog. Oh, you might like some sort of Italian Greyhound or whip it.
I think that's
whip it.
I know what you're talking about. Because, they look like ellipses.
Because they enjoy like exercise, but then they're also very, very like couch potato.
Okay.
Like they enjoy like sitting for long, and they're also, you could pick them up, and it looks so cute. It looks like they always look not amused. I can't mimic it. I just look dumb.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Dog dame. Mom's home got too small. Live trees.
What? I got on sale.
Mom always gets stuff she shouldn't get.
No. Hold on, I'm looking up the Whippet.
Jenna Marbles dog.
It is Whippet. Oh.
Jenna Marbles.
Wait.
Dog like Duchess.
That's cute. Oh.
Yeah, I know. They're so cute. So cute.
Yeah, I might consider it.
Do I like sea otters?
Sizes.
I do like sea otters.
I don't like elephant seals. I think they're very ugly.
Elephant seals?
And very terrifying. No, they have that like thing.
Oh, yeah. Talking about the tusks?
No, like it's like a nose. And like.
Oh, yeah, they have like a trunk-like thing.
Really freaking out. It looks like a, like a. Like a faucet thing.
Okay.
We're keeping the stream PG.
Anyways, I really liked your resolutions that everyone was saying. Like some people were saying that they wanted to brush up on the languages that they're learning. Someone wanted to learn how to read sign language, or
that's a good.
How to speak sign language and
American
how to sign. And for me, that leads into, I do want to improve my French further, because right now I'm still so shy about it. Like,
well, okay, you have to define like what do you visualize as improving your French? So
I had this goal to get a notebook, and I would treat it like a diary, but it's only French. And that way I can learn and search a vocabulary that applies to my daily life that I would actually use. And if I had any French-speaking friends, I mean, I'm sure I can find anybody, because I have actually DM'd people back and forth in French a few times, but I always check on Google Translate before, because I'm still too shy about like looking bad and being wrong. But like, I want to, like for example, sometimes if I want to say something that's more in my voice, I have to like write it in English and have to find somebody to ask, like, can you somehow translate this for me in like a more colloquial sense? And then like what they give me, I can learn off of that as well. So it's like learning through practice. Yeah, I think right now my pronunciation is like much better, but I'm like, but yeah.
Say something in French.
Okay. Bonjour, je m'appelle Annabelle, c'est ma sœur, et maintenant je suis très contente. Et what else should I say? I don't know what else to say.
What did you say?
Bonjour mes amis. I say hello my friend.
Oh,
this
cute.
is my sister. Je parle français aussi, mais
should I say it in Chinese? Because that's the only other language that I'm pretty fluent in.
大家好，朋友好。
大家好，我叫 Lilith。今天我们跟大家视频，我觉得很开心。这是我妹妹，她叫 Annabelle。然后还有什么别的要说的吗？
How many people here understand Mandarin? Oh, salut! Oh, thank you guys for encouraging me. Oh yeah, happy Christmas Eve to you, Romaine.
Oh, they're ahead, huh? They're on the other side. They live in the future.
So baguette. Like say something in French. Croissant. Yes, croissant.
Croissant. I know it's croissant because that lady in TikTok said croissant.
A macaroon.
I don't know how to say it the other way.
Macaroon.
I can never pronounce that place.
La durée.
Yeah, lottery. I'm playing a lottery.
Did you know, speaking of La durée, they have a vegan cake.
Ooh.
So next time going to New York, that's where I'll be. That's what I'll be. I'm actually not done.
Oh, Annie.
I'm not done talking about my resolution.
Yes, go on.
So I'm so excited to learn and take up hobbies just for the sake of doing that and just saying I've experienced it. And I think a lot of it comes to proving a childhood, I don't know, like fulfilling childhood dreams of like doing certain physical skills. So I want to take figure skating lessons. Ooh. I want to take adult ballet. I've told this to my mom already, by the way. I don't know why it's important, but like I told mom, like I want to do that.
I want to too.
And I want to learn the martial art so I can beat up anyone I hate. And I want to learn ceramics, but that's like achievable because I'm enrolled in a class, so that's happening for sure. But I also want to learn swing dance. I would love to learn like jazz. But it's like right now I'm the fittest I've ever been because growing up I was actually like extremely weak, even though I've always been like small framed. But like now I actually like see myself conditioning my body more and more to do certain things, and I want to do it because I'm not always going to be able to like obtain these skills just because I'm trying. And like I know that I'm not going to go far, like with ballet especially, but I think it's not even just about learning the ballet. It's just going there because who knows who I can meet in class. Like it's just like that experience, and like maybe ballet will like improve some of my posture. I just want to know how to stand, how to stretch, and like this is like reminds me of Friends when Joey was trying to stretch in his apartment when Janine was stretching and she was stretching and he was like like this. But it just seems like a cool thing because as humans, like, isn't it so cool how many art forms and like creative things that like we've come up with? So I just want to experience that, and so that's kind of my resolutions. I don't know if I can do them all in 1 year. Do you think it's too late to start ballet at 16? I don't think so.
I think it'll be different. I don't think you can be like. I heard that it's hard to become a professional. Like you might not get accepted into Juilliard, but you can definitely, like have that as a consistent hobby.
Yeah, like a big part of who you are. Hello to Rebecca in Portugal. Wait, what did I learn in Portugal? I learned thank you. So thank you for watching. Oh God, I don't want to say it wrong. Obrigada. Obrigada. Yeah.
What will be your dog's name? Well, so basically we've had this thing going on where like ever since we were young, anytime I needed to name something, she would help me come up with it, or she'll give me the options. So she really helps me narrow it down a lot, and I think I wouldn't really know until I actually meet them and then look into their eyes.
Yeah.
We used to do that with our stuffed animals. So
like when you got Fitz, we like looked at and I was like, what about Fitzgerald? It has to come from meeting their aura.
Well, like, how about just for fun, like hypothetically, what can you imagine my dog's name to be?
Hippo.
Hippo? It's kind of cute.
Imagine like a little Italian greyhound named Hippo.
That's cute.
So cute.
I was actually imagining like maybe some kind of fruit would be cute too, or is that too cheesy? I feel like fruit names are good for hamsters,
Really? I always feel like majestic names are great for hamsters.
Because they're small.
Yeah. Like Baudelaire
Oh,
for a hamster. Great.
hamster's got a lot on his mind.
Hmm.
Name it Jug.
I met a dog named Jessica once, and that was wild. I feel the same way, Antea. Because
Jessica.
about dogs having human names.
Oh, yeah.
Because Tyler's family has a dog named Jake. And it's just like, the person. I don't know. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
I guess Toby's a human name, but it doesn't seem like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. She says name after stones.
Stones.
What was your favorite toy as a child? So mine was a rat puppet, Fuzzy, and she's currently downstairs. But Fuzzy was my ride or die. Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Fuzzy.
Correct use of term.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty beat up now because she went through a lot.
Yeah.
And then I had this little, because both of our favorite toys were stuffed animals, and then mine was called Lula, or like Joy in English. Lula is a lot cuter. So he had little limbs that can like be moved, and then he had like a button sewn onto the sides, so you can like reposition him. But then he also went through like a rough time, so his buttons got loose and stuff, and then it made me sad.
Sorry, I'm laughing at Bee's Knees. First of all, I love that name, Bee's Knees. It's the Bee's Knees.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like my rat puppet, does it relate to why I love Ratatouille as much as I do? Peut-être? Perhaps, maybe, perhaps.
I was trying to convince her to watch Klaus with me again on Netflix. I watched it with Iris and my roommates last week, and it was so good. And Tyler told me they did the whole thing in Blender, and then we were like geeking out about it together. But,
okay. Thank you, Joy, for joining us. Love you too, Katie. I don't know if it's annoying when I try to acknowledge you, but I enjoy doing that. I don't know.
Think so.
Whenever people acknowledge my name in a live, I'm like,
I know.
I'm like, oh.
I'm just not doing it as much because I can't see.
Oh, you're blind.
My vision is not perfect enough because, like, yeah, circle lenses, the whole thing. Star Wars.
Good night, Antea. I don't know anything about Star Wars. I met up with my friend, so Bethany was like, do you want to see the new Star Wars? I'm like, I can watch it with you, but I've never seen anything except episode 3 of the old one. So, okay, yeah. Your rat what? My rat puppet. Is that what we're talking about? Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you know, you get it from like Barnes and Noble, those puppets. They have like different animals, like owl.
Oh, Eugen, I've already watched Knives Out, but it was really good. Maybe you guys should go.
I haven't seen it. We can go together.
Somebody asked earlier, right, Misty? Wasn't it so good? Somebody asked earlier, what was your favorite movie of 2019, or like what have you that you've seen in the last year? I would say I've watched a lot of movies. I'm normally not a movie watcher. I would have to say the movie that I really, really was just like wow, that was really, really worth it was Parasite. Have you seen Parasite?
I haven't seen Parasite.
It was different, and also I rarely watch foreign films, so that was actually like really cool too. Like I don't watch a lot of non-English. And my second maybe is The Farewell. Oh my god, The Farewell had me going like. I thought Mom would cry, but she was like.
I know, just trying to keep it together.
It's so sad. It's so beautiful. But Parasite was so good, and like, okay, I watched The Lighthouse right before that. Has anyone watched The Lighthouse? I had no idea what that movie was about, first of all. Let me just say, okay, because my friend mentioned at one point, oh, I'm interested in seeing a lighthouse. So that kind of just planted a seed, and then Luke and I were in Boston, and we decided to watch both of them because they were both available in the Boston Commons, and it's not available in Providence. So we're like, okay, we're here. So we decided to watch The Lighthouse first, and I had no idea what it was about. So let me just say. So I was like, oh, hey, my friend mentioned The Lighthouse, and I, look it up on Rotten Tomatoes, and it was like 97%. I was like, oh, and we watched it. Oh, It was not what I expected. It was good, but I feel like one should know what they're expecting when one goes to watch The Lighthouse. Because I think I appreciated it more because we had a unit on film noir and on surrealism and film and surrealism, and also like especially in German surrealism, and there was a lot of like reminiscent. But then Luke was just like, Luke was just like, huh? Yeah, it was like 2.5 hours, and yeah, wow. I think we both fell asleep at one point or another.
Oh my god, no.
But I don't regret watching it. It was just like not what I expected.
Mm-hmm.
But that's that. It's not horror, by the way. It's like very, very artistic, and like Robert Pattinson nowadays. He's so like artsy, and he's like, I'm an actor. Mm-hmm. So it's a good film, but it's just What's Parasite? So Parasite is a Korean film, mm-hmm. And it's not anything you'll ever expect in the best way. And I would say that it is very rich in social commentary, and it's also extremely funny and well scripted.
I feel like, judging from what I've heard about the movie, I wonder if it's similar to Get Out, except it's Korean. Get Out?
I haven't seen Get Out, so I cannot say. I'm sorry. I like musicals?
I like musicals. I really liked Wicked. I watched it when I was in 8th grade, and it was so great. And then I remember all the songs for so long.
I haven't seen a single musical live.
Oh, really?
I haven't seen Broadway.
I'm surprised. Oh, it's because you guys went to Sleep No More, because originally you were going to.
Yeah. I daydream that we will one day sing the sister song from Wicked.
Really?
Who would you be? Would you be the bad witch?
I don't want to
be
the green one. Can you be the green one?
So you're Glenda?
Yeah, I want to come down to Bubble. I'm the Bubble bitch.
Oh my god. She's the one that's like, you can still be with the wizard. Yeah. I don't remember what the other girl said.
I'm the one that teaches you how to socialize with people your own age. And then you're the one that's like, fuck this, and you left.
Yeah. That's nice. I just remember like, I hope you're happy now. I hope you're happy too. And that's it. Like, la la la.
I remember there was a song about being popular. Remember? Like, popular. I wanna be popular.
No, I've only heard the song, Defying Gravity, because Tyler has it on a playlist. That's it. Sing Frozen. Did you like Frozen 2, by the way? Oh, speaking of Frozen.
I thought it was a little bit weird. Like,
Frozen.
I really like this, like, I liked the way they did the story, but there were certain scenes, for example, right? For example, where she fell into that hole, and then
Wait, don't spoil it. You cannot spoil it. Don't worry, that doesn't say a lot.
That doesn't say a lot.
But, okay, you know what cracked me up? So we saw it with my friend Kat, and then afterwards we looked at each other, and I was like, the music wasn't as I anticipated. She's like, me neither. And that part with Kristoff. Do you remember that part?
Yeah.
It's like, what was that? That's like, I woke up today and I remembered that. And I was like, what was that?
What do you mean?
The part with Kristoff.
Kristoff what?
When he was like singing.
Oh.
It was like so uncomfortable. Like the screenplay. Do you remember when he was like, remember?
Wait, no, I didn't. Wait, I was thinking about the other part where he was like, where Nana like made that reference.
No.
You know,
the part where he was like singing and it was suddenly turned into like a K-drama.
Yeah.
That was so uncomfortable to me. I was like,
I think they were like referencing like old music videos.
Kristoff's 80s ballad was amazingly weird. I think the one part that bothered me the most was when he was leaning on the tree, and then on the right side of the screen was his face zoomed in. That was like very thing. I know, but I was so why?
They're trying to like get the parents engaged, I think. So the parents are like laughing.
Oh my. And I don't know. I think that Let It Go was really hard to beat, and they were trying to go for like the next right thing. They kept saying that. Like, what do I do? The next right thing. Yeah.
It was, yeah, it just wasn't. But I think Frozen was a lot too. You know, they set the bar really high. So, but then like The Incredibles 2 was great, in my opinion.
So I read a little bit about The Incredibles 2, and on the director's commentary on that, and he made the movie sort of for like a family popcorn film, is what he was saying. So it was like just very much about having fun and spending time with those beloved characters. And if you compare it to the first one, where like the narrative is different, and a lot more, actually it's like a lot more political, like if you think about it. I still like the first one just because of Edna, you know. I just love like the scene where you're first introduced to everybody and all the super gadgets, so that was really funny. And like growing up, the first time we watched Incredibles, I didn't understand it because we didn't know English. So I was always wondering what does Edna say when she was typing in her password and the guns came out and pointed at Helen, I think.
What did she say?
She was like, it was the mic. She's like, Edna Mode. And then the gun came out and she was like, and guest.
Oh.
But I was like, what did she say? And then many years after we learned English, I was like, oh, she said and guest. And I don't know. I love Edna. Yeah. Edna's my inner.
We have 4 minutes left or less.
Oh yeah. So you're gonna basically live for an hour and log off.
We will keep this up, but we have family dinner to attend to soon. I am the very hungry, but
oh my gosh, sorry, I'm responding to chick nuggets. I love the raccoon scene. Do you remember the raccoon in the backyard? And it was like wrestling baby.
Jack. It was so good. The animation was like done really well.
Please be. I will totally be Edna, guys. I will be Edna and Lord Farquaad. Do you know this one scene? I already showed you where Farquaad is walking. He was like, "That's Lord Farquaad." I can
Wait,
right now.
So is Tyler Shrek and I'm the. What's her name? Fiona?
Tyler is Donkey. I don't know. What do you think?
Tyler is Donkey.
Yeah, Tyler's Donkey, and what are you?
I'm not sure.
You're the little gingerbread man.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I am the gingerbread man. Songs that you have been listening to?
I've been listening a lot to Harry's album.
Did you figure out the thing for his concert? No.
What thing? Like what we're gonna do to get him to see us?
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna make a giant metallic fish.
We were talking about. Wait, what? I thought we were gonna like sew your own T-shirt with his face on.
He would never see that. Cause you know
we were trying to figure out how to get his attention, and I was like, maybe we can make like custom like glow, like fan glue sticks, because like American celebrities don't have that, and then like a lot of Korean like idols and fan groups, they have their own special design. But it would be cool if you can wave it, you know, if you can see it.
No, because if you've seen the Adore Me music video, have you seen it? It's all about this giant fish. So make a giant fish, and he cannot not see it.
Do you think I'll let you bring it in?
No, we'll roll it. Why else did I get a textile degree? Gosh.
Looking like a giant fish in Woo Harry Styles. I had a dream that you guys hooked up.
Like I had years ago. Too.
Oh my god! Okay, we're ending this live now.
I want to sing one tiny part of a Frozen song because somebody requested it.
Okay, go ahead.
No, now I'm so nervous. Okay,
do it.
My favorite song in the entire film, and I feel like one of my favorite Disney songs is Anna's song. And like maybe because her name is Anna and I'm Annabelle, so okay.
I also feel like you're more like Anna and I'm more like Elsa. Like you're always saying
no, you're always like.
And you have Kristoff. Yeah.
Oh my god, Kristoff was totally Tyler.
I know. I feel like we like lived that movie.
And who is his reindeer? Bambi? No. His reindeer is undefined. Okay. Why are they saying yogurt? Okay. Okay. Who would be Olaf? Olaf would be Bambi.
Okay, sing the song.
Okay.
Quickly.
Oh. The windows are open and so's that door. I didn't know they did that anymore. Who knew we owned 8,000 salad plates? For years I roamed these empty halls. Why have a ballroom with no balls? Finally, they're opening up the gates. There'll be actual real life people. There'll be totally, I don't remember. Boy, am I so ready, it's not the words. For the first time in forever, there'll be music, there'll be light. For the first time in forever.
Wait,
You're right. Forever, I'll be dancing through the night. Don't know if I'm elated or gassy, but I'm somewhere in that zone. I don't know. I feel like
Wait,
it's early.
finish it. Okay.
For the first time in forever, I won't be alone.
You want to say hi? Quickly. My mom was
Just
like,
poke
I'm
your
not
head
sure.
in. So that was our little finale.
We used to sing a lot. We used to sing like Princess and the Pauper from Barbie.
Oh my gosh, can we sing another thing really fast because Mom's here? The
What?
lyrics.
What?
Lyrics.
Oh,
Ready?
Okay.
1, 2, go. Merry Christmas, darling. We're apart, that's true. I don't know any of the other words, but thank you for tuning in, for watching to this dream. Mom, say goodbye. We're going to have dinner now. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching, everyone. I had a great time. I hope we can do more of these in the near future while we're still together. Yes.
Can you explain after why everyone's saying yogurt?
I don't know. Why? 大家都在说
什么意思？他在下面
酸奶。
酸奶。
Why?
So cute.
We must have missed them.
Bye, Jessie.
Bye bye. Thank you for watching,
Bye,
Jessie.
Can. Bye, Bees Knees. Thank you for
Bye-bye.
commenting so much.
Thank you.
And who am I also thinking of? Oh gosh.
Okay. Wait. You know what? I'm gonna put this on my Instagram. Someone's gonna answer me. What is this?
So she's taking a video.
What is
Bye,
this?
Lily. Bye, Nana. Bye, Bitter Lemon. Bye, Katie. Bye, Kai. Bye, Maura. Bye, Megan. Bye, Chick Nuggets.
Bye, Chick Nuggets. Okay.
Good night and happy holidays.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Mwah. End.
By the way, the store is